What's up? Happy Monday, everybody. Well, nobody has to worry about watching Colorado this week because nobody has the Pac-12 network. Hey, Edward O. You might lose 2 weeks in a row, buddy. I think LSU will win, but... Y'all ready for week 6? We'll take a look at the week 6 slate of games here in a second. Got another week of good games at every time slot. Hey, where's game day going this week? Are they going to the Red River Shootout? I would imagine they are. Or are they going to A&M? Can't think of any other ones that would possibly be. Yeah. The Texas State Fair, yeah. What does the SEC Network pregame show? Is that like Paul Feinbaum and fucking what's that guy's name? Tim Tebow. Yeah, I call it the Red River Shootout. That would be a good one, actually. All systems go for the Pigskin Pete's router this morning. I paid the bill on time and everything. You can flip a coin to see who's going to win the West. All right, y'all about ready to start the show? Hey, Maggot Dog, I wouldn't doubt it. Look, if they beat A&M this week, I think they will win the West. Actually, I think that Alabama and LSU, I think LSU does not match up well against Alabama. They're a one-sided team. Alabama's defense is pretty good. But it seems as if anybody can score on that defense, LSU's defense. All right. What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome to the Midday Show. I am your host, PigskinPeete. Thank you for joining me this morning. I really appreciate it. Interesting week 5. I guess what was the biggest upset? I guess it was LSU losing to Ole Miss. Tennessee took care of business. Dark mode activated. Yeah. Did you guys see after the game that Spencer Rattler said that that was Tennessee's Super Bowl? What is he talking about? Casket! That might have been the dumbass quote of the week. There's at least one dumbass quote of the week that comes out of college football every single week. That might have been the dumbest thing that anybody said all week. I don't know. I'm sure there's some pretty dumb shit that other people said too, but that's right up there at the top of the list. Anyway, we're going to take a look at some of the week 6 games and time slots this morning. Let's see who's in the chat and who's in here first. Cheers to the chat. We got here. Ultra Maggot Dog George is in the house. My freaking allergies are killing me, man. Every time at the beginning of October, I have these problems. George, Ultra Maggot Dog, Edward O. Nuss Bus Driver. What's good? Scooter's in the house. Alex, Nick DTV, Anthony Swift, Slim Shady Canes, Stingray. What's up, Stingray? Brandon Pratt, D. Taylor, Goose Sports, Jeremy Garrettson, Rick Sanchez, Edwards Fighting Montage Music. Yeah. The Nature Boy. Battle Angel, good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you too. Third and Nate. Nate is eating. Shocker. PigskinPete's router's in the house. He says all systems go. That's good news. Mayhem Matthew. Chunky D33. PR Sports. LSU fans are delusional and they think they can still win the national championship. No. That ship sailed this past weekend. Texas and Clemson fan account. Uh-oh. He's a Texas and a Clemson fan? Two-tamer. VicTube. What's up, VicTube? All right. Again, thank you all for joining me this morning. Appreciate you. Let's take a look at the week 6 schedule, as it were. What do we got? We got a Wednesday game this week. What is going on? We got a Wednesday game, October the 4th, Jacksonville State at Middle Tennessee. There's 2 games. Florida International at New Mexico State. I'll go ahead and tell you right now, there's 2 games I will not be watching. I'll have you guys watch it and report back to me. How about that? There's a Thursday game, Sam Houston at Liberty, Western Kentucky at Louisiana Tech. So 2 games Wednesday, 2 games Thursday, and 2 games Friday. Now, this Friday, there's not an ACC game on Friday night like there normally is. But Kansas State at Oklahoma State at 7:30 on ESPN, and then Nebraska at Illinois. Oof. At 8 o'clock on FS1. All right, then now we'll get down to, we'll take a look here at the slate of games that we have on Saturday. Starting at noon, the biggest game of the week probably. The Red River Shootout, Oklahoma and Texas on ABC. So that'll be the one everyone's keeping an eye on. This is actually a pretty interesting one here. Maryland at Ohio State. Could this be an upset alert for Ohio State? Now, clearly Ohio State's a better team than Maryland. But Maryland seems like one of those teams who's going to try to ruin somebody's season. So that's one to keep an eye on there. LSU at Missouri. Could LSU lose back-to-back weeks? How is LSU still ranked? I'm being serious here. They lost to Ole Miss. They got blown out by Florida State. Now, I realize those are 2 ranked teams, but anyway, LSU at Missouri. Missouri not bad. Back-to-back road games for the Tigers. That's one to keep an eye on as well. Boston College at Army. Army probably will win that game. Western Michigan at Mississippi State. Rutgers, Wisconsin. William and Mary at Virginia. Why are they still playing directional schools in week 6? What is going on? Look at this. The 2 o'clock game on the CW, which I do not have the CW, by the way. I do not have the CW because I have Hulu TV, and Hulu TV doesn't have CW. So I guess YouTube TV, they said, does have it, but I don't have that. So I won't get to watch NC State lose to Marshall, unfortunately. It's too bad for me. All right, moving on to the 3:30 games here. Virginia Tech at Florida State. That should be no problem for the Seminoles. This is probably the biggest game at 3:30 here. Alabama at Texas A&M. So Clemson also plays at 3:30 on the ACC network against Wake Forest. So that'll most likely be the time slot that I stream public on YouTube. So that'll probably be the 2 games we watch, right? Wake Forest and Clemson, and Alabama, Texas A&M. And if one of those gets out of hand, we can switch over and see what's going on with Syracuse and North Carolina. North Carolina coming off a bye week. Syracuse coming off of their first loss of the season against Clemson. So a few good, interesting games there at 3:30. Vanderbilt at Florida. Wouldn't that be something? If Vanderbilt beat Florida, which I don't think is going to happen. Vanderbilt's really bad. UCF at Kansas. Big 12 matchup at 4 o'clock on Fox. Shout out to Baylor, man. That was one of the most exciting games that nobody watched of the entire week 5 games. For those of you who didn't see that or any of that, Baylor was down big in that game. They came all the way back, ended up winning by 1 point at the end of the game. I think it was like 36-35 or something like that. But anyway, big comeback win for Baylor. And I believe that game was on the road, too. I think it was at UCF. Anyway, UCF at Kansas at 4 o'clock. Bad news for the Colorado, for the Deion fans. Unless you have some, what do you have to have? Fubo TV, I think. I think there's a couple of streaming services. I don't know what happened to my screen here. There's a couple of streaming services that carry the Pac-12 network, but as far as I know, Hulu TV doesn't have it, YouTube TV doesn't have it. Which means most of the country doesn't have it. I guess maybe if you have DirecTV or something, you might have it. I don't know. All right. Now we move on to the prime time games. Kentucky at Georgia. That would be one I'd be just a little bit nervous about if I was Kentucky. It does help that it's in Georgia and not in Kentucky. Kentucky ranked currently 20th in the country. Undefeated, aren't they? I think they are. Pretty good team. I have to look more into that one. Michigan at Minnesota. Notre Dame at Louisville. How about this? Louisville undefeated. Who would have thunk it? They finally snuck into the top 25, 5-0. After their big win over NC State last Friday. Notre Dame coming up, man. They really pulled that one out of their you-know-what at the end of that game, didn't they? I thought Duke was going to win that game. Anyway, they found a way to win it on the road. So back-to-back road games against ACC opponents, ranked ACC opponents, Duke, then now Louisville. I'm actually more confident in Notre Dame beating Louisville than I was in them beating Duke. I'm still not quite sold on Louisville yet. We'll see how they do against the Irish. Georgia Tech at Miami. Holy hell. Georgia Tech. Oh, man. Can they go a single year without losing to a lower classification school? I don't even know what the hell. That game was in Georgia Tech, too. They lost to Bowling Green. Look, Bowling Green is not like, Memphis or whatever, Tulane. They are a bad group of five school. Georgia Tech, I don't know if they fired somebody, but I know they demoted somebody. They promoted somebody. They're moving coaches around. Oh, what a mess. Anyway, they had to travel down to Miami. Miami coming off a bye week, too. So good luck, Jackets, with that one. Texas Tech, Baylor, TCU, Iowa State. So the majority of these nighttime games are not very good, honestly. It's Notre Dame and Louisville might be the best one, and Kentucky and Georgia. Oregon State and Cal. Oregon State found a way to win this past week. The ukulele, another bad game statistically. I think he had one touchdown and one interception or something like that. There you have it. So again, I'll be streaming the 3:30 games. I'll put a poll up. I usually put the poll up on Tuesday or Wednesday. I think I put it up on Wednesday. I'll put the poll up on Wednesday and let you guys see if you want to do the noon games on for the members and the Patreon members, or if you want to do the primetime night games. Pretty much, I think every game this year, every time slot this year, they have voted on the nighttime games, which is fine with me. I'm going to have to do back-to-back streams no matter what, because Clemson's playing at 3:30 in the afternoon. So they're playing in the middle slot. So it doesn't matter to me. Don't matter, bro. All right. Let's take a look at the news, shall we? And then after I read some news, we'll open up the StreamYard and bring some people on. How's that sound? Sounds good to me.
Breaking news from the Pigskin Pete YouTube channel.
We're going to look at some sports stuff today here. I'm honestly not in the mood to read about anything political or anything. With the election year coming up, I'm already starting to dread it. I hate election years. And this is going to be one of the worst ones of all. Who ended up winning that game last night? No, actually, did I see the end of it? No, I can't remember. Anyway, the Chiefs I watched a little bit of NFL yesterday afternoon. We actually went out to lunch, me and Mrs. Peete, and watched a couple of hours worth of NFL. And that was pretty much all I watched, though. I was watching the Carolina Panthers game on one TV where we were. And then when we got home, I turned on the Chiefs game. Any big news out of the NFL this weekend? I don't know. Of course, anybody who watched the Southern Cal and Colorado game, wow. Yeah, I almost pulled it off the comeback there. Oh, yeah, to all my golf fans out there, yeah, the Europe won the Ryder Cup. I don't even think it was particularly close. Chiefs won 23-20. Yeah, they almost lost. I know they were up. Then they were up by a couple of touchdowns. Then the Jets came back. And I think they tied it at one point. I guess the Chiefs kicked a field goal late to win or something. That must be what happened. Deion Sanders gets no post-game questions about questionable play calling on key late-game drive. If you've been paying attention to any media outlet over the past month, you've noticed that I'm all in with the Deion Sanders experiment in Colorado. It's fun to watch. It's generated tremendous interest, and Deion is exactly the kind of coach a struggling NFL team should be looking to bring to its sideline with a blank check. Even if Deion is fully committed to college football generally and Colorado University specifically, I have no doubt that there will be some NFL teams at least entertaining the idea and maybe picking up the phone and giving him a call. I don't know that he would be interested in it, though. I guess if the dollar amount's big enough, anything's possible. But it's not fair to get so caught up in the hype and the hoopla that real football subjects take a backseat to the extended and unlimited love fest for Coach Prime. I watched all of Saturday's game. Even when it was a blowout, I thought Colorado had a chance. And then, after quarterback Shedeur Sanders threw an NFL-quality CI laser to freshman receiver Amarion Miller to cut the score to 48-34 with 11:55 to play, it was beginning to look a lot like overtime. Next, the two teams traded possessions. USC drove down the field into field goal range. A missed 38-yard kick gave Colorado the ball with 5:58 to play. First and 10 on their own 22. Although Colorado had no timeouts, enough ticks remained to allow the Buffaloes to get down the field, score, kick off, and try to get a stop, and then hope for a forced overtime before the quarter expired. That's when it got weird. Colorado's offensive coordinator, Sean Lewis, called an inside run out of shotgun, and it went nowhere. The clock kept going. Throughout the drive, there was a lack of urgency. The clock kept going. 5 total runs. The clock kept going. 5 total passes. The clock kept going. There was never any real indication that Lewis even realized it was the fourth quarter, not the third. I guess they don't have a 2-minute drill in Colorado. By the time Colorado scored, making it 48-41, the Buffaloes had no choice but to attempt an onside kick. Southern Cal recovered. Game over. Bad clock management, bro. Even if he deserved praise of Coach Prime has sparked the subtle beginnings of a personality cult in Boulder. It would have been very easy for someone to tiptoe toward the general topic of whether Sanders would have done anything differently on that final scoring drive. All right. Yeah, so to make a extremely long story, this guy writes, God almighty. Yeah, the bad clock management. Where have I seen that before? I know of another team that has at least one loss due to bad clock management. This Taylor Swift thing, it's like every 3 seconds the camera is in the whatever the luxury box or whatever that's called, with the camera fixated on Taylor Swift. I wonder if the Chiefs fans are starting to get annoyed by this shit yet. Travis Kelce's introduction to the Taylor Swift effect came the day after a surprise appearance at Arrowhead Stadium just over a week ago. Lying in wait outside his home was a swarm of paparazzi. The Kansas City Chiefs tight end recently revealed on an episode of his podcast. How do you know they're paparazzi? His brother asked him. They have a camera in their hands and they're screaming my name. Yeah, I don't think it's pretty hard. I don't think it's hard to tell if somebody's paparazzi or not. They're standing outside your house with a camera yelling your name. I think it's a pretty good indication. I just don't care. I don't even know why I clicked on this. I mean, it's great. She's a superstar. He's one of the most popular players in the NFL. But it's turned into the Kansas City Swifts. Yeah, there was like a little bit of controversy with the Ryder Cup between the Europeans and the Americans. They're both. Well, let's see what this is about here. Rory McIlroy reveals disgraceful United States antics inspired by Europe's Ryder Cup victory. An emotional Rory McIlroy said a heated argument with an American caddy in the car park of Marco Simone inspired his career best to display to help Europe regain the Ryder Cup in a row. He getting in an argument with a caddy? McIlroy revealed the furious scenes at the end of his second day's play left him the angriest I've ever been, quote. In his career after the Northern Irishman had to be held back by teammate Shane Lowry amid an exchange with the United States caddy Jim Bones McKay. Had to be, hold me back! Hold me back! They should just let him fight it out, man. Fuck it. But McIlroy said the argument lit a fire in his belly as he came out to beat Sam Burns in the singles and claims his fourth victory of the week, helping set the platform for Europe to claim a victory over the United States. Are they going to tell us what this argument was about? The 34-year-old said he made up with caddy McKay as well as the caddy of Patrick Cantlay, whose behavior when celebrating a half on the 18th had irked McIlroy and led to the furious exchange that spilled over into the car park. They won't tell us what was said. We talked about it as a team. We felt it was disrespectful to the whole team. We get banter when we go to the States and play. It's the way the Ryder Cup goes. You have to have thick skin. We've texted everything will be fine. It's a point of contention, but it still hurts. But time is a healer. What the hell did he have to say that makes you that mad? Can somebody tell me what he said? Because clearly this fucking article's not going to tell us. They keep saying, wait, what, disrespectful this, disrespectful that. They won't tell us what he said. God. Golf fight, bro. It's embarrassing. Is that a quote from Lincoln Riley? Defensive woes threaten to derail Southern Cal's title aspirations. Well, whose fault is that, Lincoln? I mean, you have one of the worst defenses in the country, and then you bring that defensive coordinator to your new team. What do you expect? A different result? Does he have like naked pictures of Lincoln Riley or something? Well, why has this guy not been fired yet? Oh, okay. Lincoln Riley's not the one that said it's embarrassing. We need to get it fixed. Southern Cal safety Bryson Shaw said. So this is one of the players that said that. He said it's embarrassing. When something doesn't go our way, it doesn't look like last year. Not to the trained eye, not to Coach Riley. We didn't do a good job of keeping the quarterback in the pocket. We were suffocating him. That gave him life. That drive before the half, that gave them life. We were doing everything really, really well. Yeah, this is just more of the same. This is like just more of the same. It's like it's the same shit, different week, same shit, different year. Change the color on the helmet, and that's about all that changes with that. That's what I'm saying. Half of these articles on the sports page on Yahoo are about Taylor Swift. Hand him the Heisman already. Caleb Williams once again shows he's the best in the nation. Are we sure about that? He's definitely in the conversation. Look, listen to me. Anybody who says hand him the Heisman already after 5 weeks of football is a fucking idiot. And of course, it's Bill Plaschke, so I should have known better. Is there a college football tab on here? There should be if there isn't one. Oh, yeah, here. No? Fantasy, NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, NHL, soccer, sportsbook, and MMA. How are you not going to have college football in there? What is wrong with these people? Fucking, this site sucks. Week 5 overreactions. Georgia looks human. Southern Cal's concerning defense. LSU falls to Ole Miss. Yeah, Georgia has looked human all season long. I don't know whether like what does that have to do with this past week? Yeah, Baylor overcomes a 28-point deficit, miraculously beats UCF 36-35 with a huge second half comeback. Yeah, that was something to see there. I couldn't believe it because I saw they were down by 28 points, and I just stopped paying attention to it. And then I went back an hour later, looked at the score, and it was 36-35. I was like, what? Has anybody seen an Octavian sighting? Octavian in the house? Remember last week he was on here saying that they were going to win the East? They got steamrolled by Kentucky, man. I mean, steamrolled. Yeah, the feel-good story of the week. Travis Hunter met with that guy from Colorado State that gave him his injury or whatever. Oh, look, bettors are easing off of Colorado after Oregon blowout. You think? %90 of these articles are about either Southern Cal or Colorado. You haven't seen him today, but you've seen him since Saturday. Okay. I'd like to see what he has to say. Yeah, so we talked about this last week about the Pac-12 was looking to do some weird shit, like soccer does, where they have two different leagues basically. I guess with the MAC. And you're promoted and demoted from the Pac-12 to the MAC based on your performance from year to year or week to week or whatever. I don't know. The whole thing sounds ridiculous for college football. But anyway, I had a meeting about it. I mean, they were really trying to pull out all the stops here to try to save that conference. I don't know, man. But a 108-year-old power conference crumbled right before his very eyes. Weird and unthinkable, he said Wednesday. It's totally weird and everybody knows it. Well, it's not weird. I mean, the conference has been run terribly for a while now, and now it's coming back to bite you. And it's just ironic that now there's so many good teams in the Pac-12 the year before they're going to dissolve. What may come next is even weirder. The conference's two remaining members are rising from the Pac-12's ashes, exploring ways to operate as two-school conference. A move that creates a quandary for college football leaders, college football playoff leaders. Can you think of any precedent? Asked Notre Dame Athletic Director Jack Swarbrick, which sits on an 11-member college football playoff management committee with 10 FBS commissioners. For the second time in a month, the college football playoff leaders delayed any decision or even discussion on a potential change to the college football playoff format that would correlate with the loss of a Power 5 league instead of spending the past 2 days focused on a future media rights package. They are expected to meet again later in this fall when the format discussion will unfold. Officials continue to wait for more clarity as Washington State and Oregon State explore possibility of operating as a two-school conference for the next 2 years, using the NCAA grace period to do so. The Pac-2, bro. Until we know for sure how many conferences we'll have, we can't say how many conference champions there will be in the playoff. Format change is still very much on the table, college football playoff executives say. In fact, a majority of the 11 members of the College Football Playoff Management Committee support a switch from a 6+6 format to a 5+7 model. The 6+6 format approved last year grants automatic qualifiers to the 6 highest-ranked conference champions and at-large berths to the next 6 highest-ranked teams. The format is soon to be used for 2024 and 2025. There is no contract beyond the 2025 season. So they got the format ironed out for next year and 2025. In the light of realignment wave that has left the Power League crippled, the Pac-12 commissioners are considering subtracting the one automatic qualifying spot, moving from 6 to 5, and adding one at-large spot from 6 to 7 to make it the 5-7 model instead of the 6-6 model. So there you go. The college football playoffs existence spans just 2 more years. There's no binding agreement after the 2025 football season for both the playoff format and a television contract. There's a fear among some at the group of 5 level that there might be a loss, that they might lose automatic access to future playoffs starting in 2026. Yeah, well, I don't know about that. But look, the playoff committee is still going to be around after 2025. I know there hasn't been a new contract update or a TV deal signed, but they'll get it done before the end of 2025. There's way too much money not to. You know. There you go. So right now, the tentative plan, which the way things change so fluidly in college football, anything could change, but it looks as if the 2 teams remaining in the Pac-12 are going to try to just maintain a two-team conference for the next 2 years. I guess there's a grace period for the NCAA to allow them to do that. What that just tells me is they don't know what they're going to do yet. So they're just digging their heels in. They're going to consider themselves a Pac-12 team until something happens. Did a down marker mistake cost Alabama a touchdown against Ole Miss? Does it matter? They won. I guess it matters if you're a gambler, but it's starting to sound like Florida State fans are still bitching about the refs against Clemson. They won the game. USC ends reporter suspension early after he has a long conversation with Lincoln Riley. What? A reporter from the Southern California News Group is no longer suspended from covering the USC football team, according to a pair of statements shared via social media on Thursday. Luca Evans, who writes for the Orange County Register as a part of the SCNG, was issued a 2-week suspension of his credential Tuesday for allegedly violating the school's media guidelines. 2 days later, he took to X, formerly Twitter, to provide an update of his restored access, which came after a, quote, long conversation with head coach Lincoln Riley. I would like to know what he said that got him suspended. This is the problem. Like, if you get these media credentials, if you're, I mean, even people in the public space, like on YouTube, you know, if they have enough of traction, they can get themselves media credentials and go cover these teams and go on the sideline and go to these press conferences and blah, 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 and go to media days and interview the players and the coaches and all that shit. Problem is, yeah, you play by their rules once they hand you media credentials, which is why even if I was ever offered that, I would turn it down. I have no interest in that. None. You know, you say something they don't like, then they punish you. Fuck that. Last night, I had a long conversation with Lincoln Riley, sharing our perspectives on the events that led to USC suspending my access. Riley made it clear his intent to protect his players. I made it clear my intent has always been to tell compelling, honest stories on Southern California. I respect and understand the program's outlined policies regarding media access, and any missteps came through the intent of my doing a job and pursuing relationship building and storytelling. Let's see. Riley apparently took issue with a story Evans published last week about freshman running backs Quentin Joyner. In the lead of that story, Evans detailed a seemingly normal conversation between Joyner and fellow freshman Braylon Shelby. The conversation, which occurred in front of reporters, but before media availability. So, the conversation was had in front of this guy, but it wasn't technically available to the media. Let me ask you a question. If you're one of these beat writers or whatever for a certain school, and you are out in public, let's say at a restaurant, a player comes in there, sits down next to you, or maybe just, you know, you're in the same public space, and you overhear a conversation that they're having, something that they say to somebody else. Are you not allowed to report on that? Because it's not, quote unquote, available to the media at that time? I guess not. I guess you can, but you'll get suspended. They'll take your credentials away for that. Southern Cal claims Evans violated its policy that prohibits reporting on anything outside of a media availability in the practice facility. When Riley was asked to elaborate on Tuesday, he opted not to, simply adding, "We felt it was far enough that we needed to act on it." He also said that the article in question was not accurate. So he's saying it was fake news. Lincoln Riley Trump. So. Suspend the reporter, but not Alex Grinch. Makes sense. Makes sense. Is the honeymoon over for Deion Sanders in Colorado with blowout losses to Oregon and then a loss to Southern Cal? Yes. The honeymoon period is definitely over. The hype around Deion in Colorado is not over, though. But as far as the football side of it, where everybody after 3 weeks thought that they were going to 15-0, and that Deion's not he's never going to lose a football game, and he's going to win 18 Super Bowls, that shit's over with, thank God. Yeah, I said Super Bowls. Look, that's how amazing Deion is. He's the only person that can win a Super Bowl in college. He's like a fucking superhero. I know you guys have seen this, right? This chick that plays for, who does she play for? I forget. I think she's like a safety. And I'm just going to go ahead and say this. Somebody needs to drug test this chick. Have you seen her? She is jacked. Shenandoah University. Haley Van Voorhis, or Voorhees, I don't know. Like Jason Voorhees. A safety at Division III Shenandoah University became the first woman to ever play in an NCAA football game at the position other than a kicker on Saturday, which, of course, you guys remember the kicker, Sarah Fuller, that gimmick at Vanderbilt a few years ago. The junior wearing number 10 entered the Hornets game against Juniata late in the first quarter and recorded a hit on the quarterback on a third down stop after being left unblocked at the line of scrimmage. It's a Rudy situation. Yeah. Haley. Was Haley offsides like Rudy? Here's a video of it.
Spilled about the 22-yard line. So now third down intermediate from their own 23, 24-yard line.
Yeah, third down, another big play, as I said. Formationally really diverse for the Eagles. Usually they mix up being under center and in the gun, but so far today,
here we go,
exclusively in the gun.
Sherman with trips left, throws under duress, incomplete. I think Quentin Stevens heard a lot of footsteps and came up empty at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, Quentin Stevens has made some nice plays early on. Number 10.
All right. Okay. Nobody tried to even bother to try to block her, apparently. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Good for Haley. Good job. This will be the last article I read here. Monday measure, how will the SEC shake out this season? Here's the teams' ranks after week 5. How would we rank the teams? Georgia, obviously, at the top. Let's before I look at it here, let's try to figure this out. Let's do a guessing game here. Georgia's got to be 1. I guess Kentucky's got to be 2. Are they the only other undefeated team in the SEC? I guess it's got to be Kentucky too. After that, god dang, flip a coin. You've got A&M, Missouri, Alabama. I guess Tennessee, right? They've only got 1 loss, don't they? Yeah, I don't know. That's a hodgepodge after that. Let's see what they say here. Georgia number 1. I'm not talking about their AP rankings either. I'm not taking that into consideration. I'm just talking about wins and losses and kind of thing. It's apparent that Alabama's the number 2 team in the SEC, even though the Crimson Tide have questions of their own. Is that clear, though? I don't know if it's clear that Alabama's the second best team in the SEC. As a matter of fact, I reject that on principle. They might be, but to say it's clear, I don't know, bro. And then, come on now. Look, who wrote this shit? This is clearly an opinion article, which is fine. Nick Bromberg and Sam Cooper. The two guys that write apparently for Yahoo Sports. So according to them, it's Georgia, Alabama, Ole Miss, Kentucky, Missouri, Tennessee, Texas A&M, LSU, Florida. Where's South Carolina at? God damn, man. Auburn, Arkansas. Oh, there he is. There you are. South Carolina. Damn. So the only 2 teams worse than South Carolina are Mississippi State and Vanderbilt. God dang. Well, the Gamecocks are below 500. You hate to see it. But yeah, I don't know if I don't necessarily agree with this here. You know what? They had their opinion. I'll give you mine. This is the Pigskin Pete SEC rankings right now. Are you ready? All right, hold on to your hats for this one. Georgia, Kentucky, Missouri, then Alabama, then A&M, then Ole Miss, who am I missing here? Then Tennessee, then LSU, then Florida. No, then Auburn, then Florida. Then Arkansas. And I'll agree with their final 3 here. I think they have this right. Which, I mean, so first of all, South Carolina and Mississippi State played each other. And South Carolina won the game. So you've got to put them ahead, right? There's a head-to-head matchup there. They've got the same record, but South Carolina has the win. So 12, 13, 14, I agree with. But that's right. You heard me. Georgia, Kentucky, Missouri. That's the top 3. Deal with it. That's right. Alabama man mad now. All right. That's going to do it for the news. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident am I in my own rankings of the SEC? 2. I have a confidence level of 2 on my own rankings there. Yeah, that's how hard the SEC is to figure out. What's up? Welcome to the show. Huh?
I'm sorry. You were talking about the SEC, and I worry more about good football.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a good point.
Kind of zoned out there.
Yeah. Well, that's one of those things. If you ask 10 different people how to rank the teams in the SEC after 6 weeks or 5 weeks, you'll get 10 different renditions of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I agree. And you know, like D. Taylor said something earlier. Something I said about Texas A&M is only because Miami beat them. Well, no. Texas A&M has an out-of-conference loss and a conference win. So, yes, Texas A&M is tied for number 1 in the West.
Well, they have 2. Yeah, they have 2 wins.
Right.
Cigars.
That's my point. I mean, it's not like Alabama's leagues above them.
No, they're not. They're not.
Yeah, well, I think whoever wins the game on Saturday will probably win the West, most likely.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I mean LSU, forget about it. Who is that? Cigars and Bourbon in the chat said that Missouri's going to get their ass kicked by LSU this weekend. I mean, but what are you basing that on?
Yeah, based on what?
Yeah, based on what?
Yeah, what much bot likes to
I
say.
don't know. Some random LSU fan in the comments section said LSU has the best offense in the country.
Yeah, well, they do have a good offense. I'll give them that. I don't know about the best, but either way.
Well, not as good as Ole Miss this week.
Yeah, right.
Didn't Ole Miss run up the biggest yardage in a while?
It's 700 yards. Yeah.
Yes,
That
700
was,
freaking yards.
Yeah, over 700 yards. Yeah.
That was the SEC impersonating the Big 12.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whose defense looked worse this weekend, Southern Cal's or LSU.
They were trying to hang a Miami Dolphins on them.
Yeah.
I guess.
Or hang 70.
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't it like literally over 1,000 yards of offense in that game?
Yes, there
Yeah.
was. There
That's
was.
ridiculous.
There was about 12 or 1,300 yards in that game. So
Yeah, so I accept everybody's apology for questioning my USC and LSU takes. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was disagreeing with the fact that Southern Cal's defense is terrible. We already knew that.
yeah, I didn't know LSU's was this bad, but
I don't know. I mean, you saw the way that Florida State was scoring anytime they wanted to against them in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, and then they struggled to score on Boston College and Clemson. So
Right. Well, Clemson does have
is a good defense.
Clemson does have a legit defense.
yeah, they did.
Yeah. And actually, I think Clemson has a legit offense. I think just what are we going to call it? The leadership behind that offense could be a little goofy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
goofy.
I agree. They're still getting better every week. At least Cade Klubnik didn't turn the ball over this week. Now they did have a turnover, but it wasn't Klubnik's fault. So there's that. Something to look forward to.
There is that.
Well, I called Kirby during the half, and I said, Kirby, give the damn ball to Brock Bowers. And he said, well, I got to take it up to Mike Bobo. Why don't you give him a call? So I called Mike Bobo, and he was eating a ham and cheese sandwich. And I said, Mike, give the damn ball to Brock Bowers. And he go, I said I couldn't understand him because he was eating that damn ham and cheese sandwich. But obviously, it got through. That
Yeah.
they gave the ball to Brock Bowers.
Is it fair to say that Georgia has no offense other than Brock Bowers?
No, it's not fair to say that.
fair.
We are beat up in the offense. I mean, we are beat up running backs, wide receivers, all of it.
Wait a
Vic.
minute.
I'm sorry.
Wait, whoa. So you're bad because you have injured wide receivers? If y'all full looking man on us.
We have
Jesus
injured wide
Christ.
receivers and running backs, Slim.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But we
Best
listen.
players out of the game.
But we do
Ohio
have
State on us.
now. Don't pull that shit on me. Don't call me an Ohio State fan. We do have the best offensive weapon in college football, and that is Brock Bowers. What did the Patriots do when they had Gronk? What did they do? They used him a hell of a lot. Why in the hell wouldn't we use Brock Bowers a hell of a lot?
We would.
I'm going to start calling all you Georgia
Travis
fans gump nuts.
a hell
That's
of a
what
lot.
y'all are from now on, gump
Yeah,
nuts.
or
I mean, it's simple.
throw the ball to Travis Kelce. Yeah.
And gain 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 yards when he catches the ball, why not give it to Brock Bowers? It's like, okay, if you were coaching the Lakers during the era of Shaquille O'Neal, if I was the coach of the Lakers during that time, you know what my position would be? It would say, hey, Shaq, take it to the hole. Take it to the hole, Shaq.
Yeah.
Take it to the hole. every single damn time.
Here's the problem with your argument. You have the internet full of Georgia fans talking about how terrible Auburn is, how great your defense is.
We were.
They never said that. I never said that. You putting me with Georgia fans. I never said that. In fact, if you heard me Friday night talking to Pete on his show, I was very hesitant and reluctant about the game between Auburn because I knew it was going to be hell going into Jordan O'Hare Stadium and playing there. I didn't say that at all.
If Georgia's that good, it shouldn't have been.
No, you're right.
I'm not saying Georgia's that good either. I'm not saying Georgia is the same team as it was last year. By no means. Our defense is not as good. Our offensive line, I don't know where the hell's our offensive line at these days. I mean, they're not blocking for Carson Beck. We had 2 turnovers in that game. I mean, for all practical purposes, we could have lost that game. But we didn't. We came back. We are a resilient team. And yes, we do have the best offensive weapon in the country, which is Brock Bowers.
And if Miami went out there and struggled against Auburn, Miami's a trash can. Auburn's so fucking terrible, and Miami struggled against them.
Am I saying that, Slim? Slim. Am I saying that, or you just want, have you not passed enough stop signs to argue with?
Listen, I have to deal with the dumb shit Miami fans say. You have to deal with the shit all the other Georgia fans say. It is what it is.
I got you, but I'm not that Georgia fan. I don't
necessarily think you are.
I'm very reluctant about the whole season this year. Do I think Georgia can go through their season? Look, we got a big task this Saturday. Even though we're playing at home, Kentucky is nothing to be trifled with. They are a damn good team.
Stop it. Stop it.
Have our hands full of Ray Davis. Yeah.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Does best plays right into Georgia's strength. Stop it.
We shall see. Well, look, we haven't covered the spread, I don't think, all season because I think we were a 14-point favorite against Auburn.
Yeah, I think you're whatever it is. You had one where it was a tie, whatever, split spread, and the rest of them you didn't cover. Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's been a mainstay under Kirby, though.
Yeah.
It has, but they've given us, tons of points to cover in some of these cupcake games, and which we don't necessarily do. But in these close games,
it doesn't matter if you cover the spread. I mean, other than for people like me and Pete and Lou like to bet on games.
Yeah, but to me, the odds makers tell you to give you an idea of where the game may be and where the game may go. And, it just hasn't been that case with Georgia this year.
Right. Well, I mean, Penn State has covered the spread every week. So
there was one point in the I guess it was in the fourth quarter last week. They must have thrown to Brock Bowers 5 times in a row.
Damn right they did.
And he caught it every time.
And, I was cussing and yelling, give the damn ball to Brock Bowers. Give the ball to Brock Bowers. And I had little children around. I had my grandchildren around. They thought I was nuts.
And you couldn't say the F word.
Yeah, no, I couldn't curse. So I had a hard time. But I drank a lot of liquor after the game.
Yeah. Well, don't send your grandkids over my house because Mrs. Peete doesn't care if there's kids around or not. She's going to throw around that F word when she watches Clemson play.
It's that right, really?
Yeah. She ain't got no filter.
Well, good for Mrs. Peete. Wow.
So, something tells me in 2 weeks, Miss Peete going to be throwing around a lot of F words when y'all come down to Hard Rock.
Yeah, probably.
Probably, yeah.
She was gone for the first half of the Clemson game this week. It was quiet as a mouse in this house. I was streaming. And then all of a sudden you could hear her downstairs yelling. I was like, oh, Mrs. Pete's back.
So somebody that calls himself Chris is in the back.
No, he's in here.
Yeah. Are we ever gonna
I
get?
didn't see you had another one.
Are we ever gonna get a Mrs. Peete cam like we talked about?
Dude, we need that.
I would definitely be up for it. She's not up for it.
Okay, well, she doesn't have to know about it.
Well,
she doesn't watch your streams anyway.
That's true.
I like her grub videos, man. Yeah, those are great.
Yeah.
And the smothered biscuits, I didn't do it this weekend, but it's something I'm planning next week.
Yeah, those biscuit bombs, those are great.
They look good, man.
I ate so many of those, I went into a food coma.
Some of the biscuits and gravy,
Did you watch any of the Rec and Sea Dogs therapy session after that game? That was amazing.
Well, I didn't see. I did see a little bit of it, but the sad one was Sea Dog's video whenever he was leaving the stadium.
Oh, dude, I thought he was going to start crying sitting on that bench.
And the other thing too was like half of the state. Well, the first video he posted was during the game before he had left, and he walked all the way up to the top to shoot a video, and you could see in the background that place wasn't even half full. And this is like in the second quarter. I was like, man.
Yeah, at least Miami still puts, 45,000 in the stands on a regular basis.
Was it played at home? Was it played at Georgia Tech?
Yeah, it was at Georgia Tech.
Well, that stadium is in a bad part of Atlanta. I mean, you have to go through a demilitarized zone to get to that stadium.
Well,
you better carry an AR-15 with you or something to get through there.
Yeah, no.
So I could see why they may not have big attendance there.
Well, I mean, it's not like the Orange Bowl was any better back in the day. That's in Little Havana.
what is that sound?
I mean, they have good attendance when the Dogs come to town. So.
Oh yeah, because it's mostly dog fans, and they all carry AR-15. So there you go. I'll just stop that. That rumors is true.
Yeah. Chris, the reason I muted your mic is I was getting some kind of weird feedback from your mic. Anyway.
I was wondering where that was coming from.
Is it from mine?
No.
Okay.
Anyway.
Are you feeling better since y'all went up and beat the Orangemen?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's always good to have a win instead of a loss, especially a Power 5 win. Who would have thought it?
Well, and on the road, too.
Yeah.
Yes, y'all kept hope alive. But
yeah.
You kept hope.
Yeah, the AC.
They had 7 sacks in that game. 7.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Here's the thing, though. Depending on how bad Riley Leonard is hurt, Duke may lose 3 conference games now.
Yeah, I know. I'm already seeing the people on Twitter talk about Clemson's path to the playoffs or not playoffs, the ACC championship. And I'm like, oh man, a lot still has to happen for that. I mean, first of all, they have to win out. So that they
win out, and then you're gonna need let's see, you're gonna need either Duke or Florida State to lose 3 ACC games, and if you beat Miami, you need Miami to lose another game. You beat North Carolina, you need them to lose another game. So
yeah, they need Florida State to win out. Clemson does. They need Duke to lose 3 games. They need Miami. They need to beat Miami and have Miami lose another game,
which is very possible.
Yeah. I don't know.
To be honest with you,
Look, after the loss to Florida State, I kissed the chances of Clemson making the ACC championship out the window. I guess it's technically possible, but it's not likely at this point.
I mean, if we've learned anything, though, don't underestimate your chances in the ACC.
Yeah, the ACC is now not including Clemson in this conversation, but I do have a feeling there's going to be chaos at the end of the season to see who gets in there without any divisions.
Yeah, I could definitely see, because there was chaos with divisions. Probably going to be even worse.
Yeah. I'm here for it, though. I like it.
It does keep things interesting. Like, I could see Miami, like, beating North Carolina, but losing to Florida State.
Yes, you damn sure could.
Yeah, and then y'all would also need.
I mean, the chances of it happening aren't good, but.
Oh, I think they're very good.
And then y'all would also lose.
Very high chances for FSU to win.
Yeah, they got a 50-50 shot.
So like a 90-10.
Yeah, I don't know. I
But
think.
if you actually believe that, you're fucking retarded.
Well, I think that
90% to 10%.
I think that if they were to play this weekend, it might be a pick 'em in Vegas.
I knew retarded would come up eventually with Slim.
Well, I'm all for some trash talk, but at least have a monicum of reality in it.
And he's dead.
Like, I wouldn't even say no shit like that. I love talking shit.
Florida State has an easy game this week. Virginia Tech.
Just sit back. FSU is going to run the ACC. It's going to be fine.
Oh no, Louisville might have something to say about that. The almighty Cardinals.
Dude, Florida State's not even a good football team. Stop.
Because there's nobody's a good football team to Slim Shady Canes.
No, the numbers back up my point. You're not a good football team.
Yeah, you know what backs up mine?
What?
4-0.
Miami's 4-0. So what's your point?
Yeah,
Who
not
have-
for long.
who have-
Not for long.
Florida?
When you come to Tallahassee, you're going to find out
Who have Dave play? Yeah.
who has been paid.
Hanging their hat on a fucking terrible LSU win again.
Yeah.
People keep saying Florida State's not unbeatable. I don't think there's a team in football right now that's unbeatable.
Yeah, nobody's unbeatable.
Yeah, nobody's
Well, I don't think anybody's unbeatable ever. But
Well, that's true too. Yeah.
Definitely.
nobody's unbeatable. Yeah, nobody's unbeatable.
I don't think there's going to be a single. Well, there might be one. Of all the
FSU plays a close game against Clemson. At Clemson, we drop in the rankings. Georgia and Auburn. That's how it works, right?
No, it's because Georgia went into one of the most hostile environments, biggest rivalry we have every year, other than Florida, and played and came behind in that game. We could have lost that game by all means, but we came behind and won that game, and we showed our resiliency in that game. We showed that we can be a damn good team. We're not the elite team I thought we were last year, but are we a damn good football team? Absolutely.
Well,
True,
FSU
Samuel,
went
as
into one of the
much
hardest
as I
places
would-
to play against one of our rivals other than Florida and Miami. And we also came back from behind and won. So what did we do different?
I would love to agree with you, True Seminole. I really would in this case. The problem is, what was the line on that Boston College game? That's why you dropped.
Yeah, I will say that's more of the reason why we dropped was the Boston College game.
And Georgia has won 23 in a row. We have not lost a game since December of 2021 when we lost Alabama in the SEC championship.
Yes.
Whee!
That's a big accomplishment there, Slim. You know it. You don't
Miami do
we
the
me.
same thing.
Don't we me.
I've seen Miami do the same thing.
Well, what, in 1969, 70?
No.
Or when Jimmy Johnson was coaching?
No,
Like
they didn't lose a
2000,
game.
2001.
They didn't lose a
2000.
game from September 2000 until January 2003.
Wee! Wee!
So,
Good for
yeah.
y'all.
Wee!
So if Miami can do it, anybody can do it.
Mike
I'm not impressed.
can do it. Georgia can do it. Alabama,
Telling me Georgia Tech can do it?
Miami.
Slim going to use his porta potty? What's going on there?
I mean, USC or
No, I'm putting
Texas.
my boots on. I gotta go get my paperwork.
What were you saying, Vic? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I seen that Miami can do it or Alabama, Southern Cal or Texas. So yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to remove Chris because he's got too much background noise.
He's got
So,
his,
Pete, you're telling me that there's people out there drawing up a path for Clemson to the ACC championship?
yeah,
Yes, there are. Of course, there are.
yeah.
Ridiculous.
Tell you, somebody posted a list on all the stuff that would have to happen. It looked like a calculus equation.
Why,
I got confused.
Why is that ridiculous?
Because it's not going to happen.
It could.
People do the same shit for every team every year, though.
Yeah.
happen.
I mean, why are you surprised it's happening?
It could happen.
How likely is it to happen?
It's not likely to happen at all. That's
Not
the point.
likely.
First of all, they'd have to win out. That's not even likely. So,
Not likely.
I mean, well, now if they lost to Notre Dame, that wouldn't affect their ACC standings.
Yeah. So what has a better chance of happening? Clemson winning. Happening? Clemson winning the ACC, or the Panthers winning the NFC South?
What's more likely?
Yeah.
Oh God, probably Clemson making the ACC championship. There's no way the Panthers are winning the
Yeah, I
NFC
still put
South.
my money on Clemson before I put on Carolina Panthers.
I mean, the Panthers probably won't even be 500. They probably won't even win 8 games.
No. Yeah. They're gonna finish last in the division.
Yeah.
Well, the Patriots got their ass handed to them yesterday. The worst loss since Bill Belichick's coaching career at the Patriots.
And they were down 28-3, but
Who did they play?
Of course, they didn't have Tom Brady, so the Cowboys.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
They were down. The Patriots were down 28-3. So
Yeah, Mac Jones is no help.
yeah, but they didn't have. He had no Brady. So
In fact, they pulled him, didn't they, Vic? Didn't they pull him from that game?
I didn't watch the whole game. So.
Okay, I think they did. I think they pulled him.
Yeah, I think I quit watching at halftime. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't even see the second. So.
How long that came?
Well, I know that the Patriots fans are pretty much done with Mac Jones.
All right, guys, I'm going to head out. It's good hollering at y'all.
See you later, True Seminole.
Hey, ho, ho, yeah, hey, I was doing the Braves chant.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
I thought you were doing the Chiefs chant.
Yeah, the Braves.
Yeah, the Chiefs chant. Yeah, they are different. You know, it's hey yo ho yo with the Chiefs, and it's hey yo ho ya with the Braves. I don't know what it is with Florida State.
Yeah, the Braves are the number 1 seed in the NL, right?
Yeah, the Braves are playing really damn well this year, aren't they?
Yep.
When does that starts this week, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's October, man.
Yeah. Who do they play? Vic?
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Oh, you don't know? When do you?
Still too determined, but yeah, the Braves don't play until Saturday because they get a bye for the first round. So.
Oh, okay. I got you. So who are the teams that they might possibly play then? I mean, who's the 2 teams playing now?
Well, yeah, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
So you don't watch baseball, you just watch the Braves then?
Yeah, I don't really watch baseball that much.
Right.
Yeah, I don't really watch the Braves that much either.
Colby says it's either the Phillies or the Marlins. Yeah, I didn't even know. I couldn't even tell you who's in play. I don't think I've watched a single Major League Baseball game this season. Now, I probably will watch once they get down to the AL and the NL finals, to see who goes to the World Series. I'll probably watch some of that.
I mean, I've seen a handful of Braves games, but
You know what? I don't understand how Angel Hernandez can still be a damn umpire in Major League Baseball. As bad of a play caller he is.
Yeah, is he the guy that's
talking about? Have you?
Yeah,
Seen?
Yeah, he's the guy that's in the news every week for making bad calls, right?
Yeah, exactly. He is. I mean, you can probably go on YouTube and get a compilation of all his bad calls he's done over the years.
And then
horrible.
And then if you argue with him, he kicks you out of the game, right?
Right. That's exactly what he does.
Yeah. Zona Tucson says the Orioles are winning it all.
I have a friend that would love that in Baltimore. Huge Oriole fan, huge Ravens fan. Exactly.
The Orioles.
Or what about the Yankees? Are they any good? Are they in the playoffs?
No, you'll have to ask Bad Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Vic. I don't keep up with baseball that much until the end of the season. I do know the Braves were kicking ass this year.
Yeah, you can try to come back on, buddy. We'll see if that fixes your problem or not. My advice to you would be go to a place where there's not people screaming in the background.
Yeah, it sounds like he's got kids in the background.
Yeah. Go outside or something.
I do all the time.
Yeah. Anyway. It's going to be a rematch of the 1983 Sugar Bowl, same result. Who was in the 1983 Sugar Bowl?
I don't know. 1983 Sugar Bowl.
I was 3 years old, so I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wasn't born for another 5 years.
You young whippersnappers.
I know, right? Now I know who was in and won the 1983 Orange Bowl. That I can tell you.
That must have been Miami, huh?
The 19.
Yeah, that was
one.
That was Miami's first national title.
And of course, I won the 1981 Sugar Bowl. So
what? Let's do this here. Well, what do you guys think is the biggest chance for an upset this weekend? You've got Ohio State and Maryland. I don't really. I mean, I think it's possible. Problem is,
Maryland took them down to the wire last year.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how Michigan. Excuse me. How Maryland is not ranked, but.
Well, it might be a bad matchup for Maryland. Their strength is their offense, and Ohio State's strength is their defense.
Well, Maryland has blown out everyone they've played.
Well,
and they're 5-0. I understand them not being ranked, but
we've seen it multiple weeks in a row now. Pete, how can you really say that Ohio State's strength is their defense? I mean, it just doesn't look like Notre Dame's offense is very good.
I still think Ohio State's strength is their defense. I mean, in other words, they're better than their offense.
Yeah,
that's a sad state of affairs then.
I had Maryland ranked number 22 last week, so.
Tell them, Big. Put some respect on Maryland's name.
Yeah,
that's a possibility. The other one, the most likely one, in my opinion, is Missouri beating LSU.
Yes.
That's a real possibility there.
I'll be honest, I haven't watched a single second of Missouri football this year, so.
And I think that we'll look at the betting lines tonight on the Lunch Money Show, but I'd be willing to bet if LSU is favored, it's not by very much. Games in Missouri. Back-to-back road games for the Tigers. Let's see here.
Sorry, my dog barking.
All right.
My damn dog's always barking.
He's back in the back again, Pete.
Yeah, Chris says he's got headphones on.
Okay,
so.
we'll see.
What's up, everybody?
What's up?
That's a little better.
Yeah, that's better. Right.
Yep.
Just for future reference, I wouldn't run around the internet claiming to watch Alonzo's show. That won't get you very far in the world.
Okay.
Alonzo doesn't have a show, does he?
Oh, occasionally, I think. Dude, I quit watching him years ago at this point.
Well, I think it was a couple of weeks ago I clicked over on his channel to see if he had any content up, and there was no, like, how you click the live show tab? There was none on there. I guess he erased all of his live shows.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know. What are the chances that Louisville upsets Notre Dame? But that's another road game. Back-to-back road games for the Irish.
Mm-mm.
No?
I don't see it. Just to be honest with you, I'll say that Notre Dame is better than Louisville. Louisville looked very human this week.
How many points will Miami score on Georgia Tech's defense?
About 40.
Probably.
I hope so. I've been saying in the chat that Slim, we need to not overlook them.
Right, well, I agree with that, but once again, I put it in there as well. If after last year they overlook anybody, they're fucking stupid.
Yeah, but I got that PTSD that, hey, so much has happened.
Well, I called last year. Yeah, I was one game off from my prediction. I predicted 6-6. That's why I wasn't that upset about last year.
Well, the only other glaring one on here that could possibly be considered an upset that might be interesting is Kentucky at Georgia.
Yeah. I didn't want to say it, but yeah. I don't want to say it, but yeah, that could be an upset.
Yeah. I mean, I would.
Is it in Kentucky?
It's in Georgia.
Yeah, it's in.
Oh. Nah, Georgia got that.
Yeah, Kentucky plays right into Georgia's strengths.
Yeah.
Now, if they were able to sling the ball around along with that running game, yes, I would say you have a chance of an upset. But number one, Devin Leary. Do I need to say any more?
No, you don't. You just talked me right out of it. I was thinking maybe they had a chance, but no, I guess they don't. You're right.
Maybe if it was in Kentucky.
Yeah, this is a prime time game, too. It's going to be at night. So.
Well, you think Kentucky played above their heads against Florida, or Florida's that bad?
Florida's that bad.
Florida's that bad.
Yeah, Florida's
like
that bad.
I said, too, Georgia's strength is their run defense. That's all Kentucky has offensively.
Well, I mean, it wasn't last week, and we gave up 2 rushing yards to Auburn. So.
Yeah, I agree with Vic. And look, if anybody looks at the tail of the tape of that Auburn game and saw how they got around on the edge, especially with that, option to the quarterback, that's something. That was a weak spot for Georgia's defense.
Yeah, around the outside.
Yeah.
Florida must be on a bye this week, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, well, at least they don't have to lose.
For the best.
No. Oh, they're Vanderbilt. They play Vanderbilt.
Okay.
Well, they are by, but there's nothing. There's not that there's anything wrong with that.
Last year, they lost to Vanderbilt last year, so.
Yeah, Florida might actually win that one.
Vanderbilt.
Depending on the line, I might take Vandy. I'm gonna be honest.
No, I don't know, man. They're really bad.
Vanderbilt. Yeah, y'all think that Selena's gonna do another Florida stream this week? And if he does, will he make it through the whole game?
Not if they're losing to Vanderbilt, he won't.
Yeah, I'll bet if they're down 10 points to Vanderbilt, he'll shut it down. Yeah. If they're down by points, yeah.
Are you talking about Celine Driver?
Kind of weird.
Yeah.
I heard he rage quit his stream on Saturday.
Oh yeah, he even said on.
When it was all 10-0, and he quit. I mean.
He quit after 10-0?
Yeah, he did.
Damn.
Yeah, he said he's done with Florida.
45 minutes into the game, and he quit.
Damn.
He basically said he's done with Florida this season, is what he said.
Well, he may as well just not stream the games if he's going to quit after 30 minutes.
That's what I say.
I mean, look, he can do what he wants, but,
Right, yeah, I guess he'll probably just stream Harvard the rest of the season. Right?
That's what he said. That's exactly what he said, Vic.
I mean, Florida to me is confusing because I think Tennessee is a better overall team than Kentucky. And I mean, talk about Jekyll and Hyde between those two games.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to give Kentucky a lot of credit because Mike Stoops has been a damn good recruiter since he's been coached there, and he's been smart. He's not necessarily recruiting from southern states. He recruits for some of the Ohio State rejects, and he's been recruiting up in that area and getting good players. So, I think Stoops has been a damn good asset to Kentucky.
Yeah, he's got some street cred.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got a good job there too, because he's never on the hot seat. I don't know what they're paying him. They're probably paying him $4 or $5 million a year at least. The expectations aren't for you to win the East or compete for the SEC on any given year. So you have an 8 or 9 win season, they fucking give you a raise, I guess. I don't know. Sounds like a good job to me.
That is probably right, Pete. That's probably exactly what it is.
Like Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State, but of course now they're starting to hear some rumblings about him. But
well, that's because Mike Gundy's going in full fuck it mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got blown out by South Alabama. So.
Yeah.
Why is it nobody's giving Oklahoma any cred this year?
Some people are.
Yeah.
I'm giving them credit, but
they sure aren't in the polls.
Well, they'll get all they want this week if they win.
Yeah. Well,
this is their.
I mean, okay, Oklahoma's undefeated, but I mean, is their record any better than Miami's so far? Not really.
No.
Well, I guess it's because they went from one of the worst defenses in the country last year to a top 10 defense in one off season, which is pretty impressive.
Okay, so did we.
And their offense is pretty good too. So, statistically.
Good. It's good. Oklahoma's offense is good every other week. It seems like one week they're scoring 60 on somebody, and then the next week they'll score like 20. So.
Slim, you just sounded like my father who's passed, but he used to, you'd say, "Hey, Daddy, so and so passed away." Well, you know what? I don't feel so good either.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, is Oklahoma, and I'm not trying to take anything away from either of them, but okay, I mean, is Oklahoma really any more impressive than Miami thus far?
Yeah,
I think both of them are ranked about where they should be.
Yeah. So it looks like Oklahoma is due for another down week this week.
Uh-oh, bad timing.
If you look at the pattern, they score like 70 something on Arkansas State, and then they had like 28 on SMU, and then like 60 on whoever it was that they played, and then only 20 against Cincinnati, and now 50 on Iowa State. So.
Yeah. Is it too early to say whoever wins the Red River Shootout is going to win the Big 12?
I would agree with that.
Probably.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Texas got that.
Probably. We'll see, though. I don't know. I wouldn't feel too confident about it if I was a Texas fan.
I mean, is anybody really shocked that Brent Venables has Oklahoma's defense playing good? I mean, that's what Brent Venables
Well, I mean, it was a complete 180 from last year. I'm not surprised they're better than they were last year. I'm surprised they're that much better in just one off season.
Well, they didn't have the Ohio State problem on defense where they were just running a bad defense with good talent. They had no talent and no scheme.
Will Boston College lose to Army? It's at Army.
Boston College, yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, give me Army.
I'll take Army, yeah.
So Florida State and Army, they're about equal footing, you think?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I mean, if Army wins by more than 2 points, Army's better than Florida State.
Oh yeah, so is well, I mean, I guess you could say that that Louisville is better than Florida State then. But.
Oh yeah, you can transitive property in full effect.
I don't know. They almost lost to Georgia Tech. Oh.
Yeah. Does that mean
that was also week 1, though. Like, that's the sloppiest game you're going to play all year.
Yeah.
Okay, well, does that make Bowling Green better than Louisville?
Maybe. So there you have it. There's our upset picks of the week, or possible upset picks of the week. Oklahoma, I still say the Missouri and LSU is my favorite pick there. I think Missouri's going to win that game.
I've already seen a couple dozen troll comments about Miami. You better watch out for Georgia Tech.
Old.
Where'd you see that at? That's definitely trolling.
Yeah, that's a big troll.
It was Jay Shipes and SEC dogs.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we got a troll detected. Yeah.
Yeah, you better watch out for Georgia Tech. They might engineer you to death.
Well, listen, yes, Miami looks better, but, is their record all that great against Georgia Tech? I mean, fucking 17, they beat them by a point.
Yeah, but you got Mario Cristobal now. You got a damn good coach.
Yeah,
and he's already and he's showing that too. He's showing it with the team.
I agree. I still think they're at least a year away from being able to compete nationally.
Well, so you make an honest assessment of your homer team. That's good.
Well, I try.
It was same with me. I do the same damn thing. I try. I'm just like, wasn't too damn impressed with Georgia against Auburn, in that game Saturday, but I was impressed with the way we came back and we were resilient. That was impressive to me. That was like, whew, because we only had a few minutes left in the whole game. And give it to Brock Bowers, man. If they give it to Brock Bowers all season long, I don't care. I do not care.
You give it a couple of years, and Hugh Freeze going to be hurting some feelings in the SEC.
I believe that. I truly believe that. Man, he got Auburn up for that game. They were way up for that game.
Yeah, like his problem is he's absolutely terrible at quarterback. I say quarterback, basically every position.
Yeah, through recruiting and transfer portal, he'll probably put together a pretty darn good offense here in the next couple of seasons.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you, I don't know if any of you watched the game or not, but at the end of the game, Hugh Freeze and Kirby Smart had a long conversation in the middle of the field, and it was all Kirby talking to Hugh. I think he was praising him, saying, we squeak pie here. You got a great team, and you're putting together a great program. I'm sure that's some of the words. Or they might have said, hey, listen, do you want a spoon later?
They might have. Now, I've definitely beat the drum about Lane Kiffin not winning big games and my lack of faith in him as a head coach. I mean, can we chalk this up as a big win for the Lane train?
Maybe Kirby Smart was asking Hugh Freeze where he buys his women golf visors from.
Well,
it's a Myrtle Beach gift shop. That's where Spurrier used to buy his.
There you go.
I'd say probably the same place Spurrier buys his, yeah.
Hugh Freeze was the first coach that Kirby lost to. So
I wonder what Kirby would look like in a regular hat, like a baseball hat.
A hell of a lot better than that visor, I'll tell you that.
He looks funny in it, too, because he's got so much hair. Like, he's not bald. Like, when you look at him from behind, it's like this giant puff of hair. It looks like... Well, never mind. I'm not going to say it.
No, you can say it. Listen, I think Carolina Jackpot said the funniest thing because he was on a rant during the South Carolina-Georgia game, and he was going, yeah, you're giving us false hope once again, Kirby, you Ewok-looking bowl haircut style.
I was going to say, it looks like, if a woman's wearing like a thong bikini, but she hasn't shaved it down there in a while,
Yeah.
It's like that little strap in the back of that women's golf cap is like the bikini thong bikini strap.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't care if he looks like a Bakersfield shit-throwing zoo monkey. As long as he wins games,
yeah.
I don't care. No, Kirby's not. No, Kirby's not Mr. He's not a fashionista. Let's just say that.
Is their coaching staff the same as Clemson's, where every single coach wears the khaki pants with the tennis shoes and the golf shirt tucked in? Every coach on the whole team. It's like their uniform. Is that how Georgia's coaching staff is too, or is that just?
I don't know. I haven't noticed that. Is Harbaugh the same way with Michigan? Because that's Jim Harbaugh's go-to, his khaki pants, and his tucked-in Michigan shirt, and his mouth wide open catching flies.
I feel like Deion Sanders is the only coach that doesn't wear that uniform: the khaki pants, the tennis shoes, and the shirt, the collared shirt.
No,
that's exactly what Mario Cristobal wears.
I've seen Kirby wear a shirt out. I mean, he doesn't tuck it in a lot of times. He wears it out because Kirby's turned into a roly-poly kind of fat guy too. Not Josh Heupel fat yet, but he's getting there.
He has, like with every national title, he puts on about 10 or 15.
Well, hell, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you be impressed?
I'm just making an observation.
I think he's probably got gout and eating too much red meat and the whole damn thing. Who knows? Kirby might be suffering.
He might be.
Gentlemen, I'm going to go. I'm going to get out of here. No, it's not 1 o'clock quite yet, but I'm going to go anyway.
All right. It's 1 o'clock somewhere.
It is somewhere. Y'all have a great week, okay?
See you later, Scott.
Yeah, man. Bye-bye.
The great Scott Kerr, everybody.
Pete, I was going to try and have fun this week and, maybe get some playful banter back and forth with Rec and Sea-Dog, but I'm going to be honest, I'd almost feel bad about it now.
Yeah, it's like kicking a puppy.
Yeah.
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 I mean, even then, they're so down bad and dejected that, I mean, there has to be some back and forth, and I don't think I'm going to get anything out of them.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. Maybe it was an overreaction because he was at the game, but I don't know if there's much fight left in Sea-Dog for the remainder of the season.
No. I'm not sure either.
No, unless they beat somebody. Maybe they'll beat Virginia and then.
Yeah, well.
I'm not sure you can chalk that up as a W. There's not another game on Georgia Tech's schedule that you can just chalk up as a win.
Oh, I feel sorry. Edward O has to go. He's got to go watch Brian Kelly's presser. Oh God. I'd rather watch paint dry.
I let down my family.
My family. Yeah, the Notre Dame fans are having a great time with Brian Kelly's shenanigans.
Oh, I imagine. Now, honest question, and this isn't trying to pick on Georgia Tech. I know Georgia Tech's smart. Nobody's knocking that. Who the fuck had the bright idea to black out for a 3:30 game?
What do you mean blackout? They blacked it out?
Yeah, they have
Oh, you mean the stadium? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to have
they wore their black jerseys, helmets for a 3:30 game
against Bowling Green too.
They have glow in the dark numbers.
Are they?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what Lou was saying on one of his streams.
We talking about that was Tennessee, wasn't it?
Saturday morning.
No, that was Georgia Tech. He
Hey,
had glow in the
Slim.
dark numbers, and you couldn't tell.
Glow in the dark numbers during the daytime?
Hey
Yes.
Slim, didn't we black out for the North Carolina game, and it was an early game too?
No, it was a night game.
No, the North Carolina game in 2020.
Yeah, that was a night game.
No, it wasn't. I don't think so. I remember it.
No. It wasn't. Yeah, it was.
The weird thing about those Tennessee uniforms on Saturday night was the orange that was on their uniform was not Tennessee orange. It was like a dark orange.
Well, maybe it.
Paint
Maybe,
code on it.
Yeah.
maybe it looks on black. I don't know.
No, it was clashing with the power tee on the middle of the field. Looked weird.
I don't like these black uniforms that Miami has. I'm kind of getting over it at this point.
Is that the black ones with the green
These
letters?
ones especially. Yeah, it's like the green letters with the and the orange and green on these jerseys, and the helmet is like neon green and orange. I don't like it.
Yeah. Well.
It's like you've done 4 different blackouts now. That's enough. Let's do something different.
You got any Tennessee fans in here? Which uniforms is Tennessee going to wear this week? Or do they even play this week? I don't think they play this week.
I think they have a bye this week.
Oh.
Ooh, did you see that that guy Brew in the Tennessee game? That was ugly.
The what?
That Tennessee player that got hurt, Brew.
Oh, you're talking about his leg that went the wrong way?
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
That was ugly.
Yeah, it was his ankle, wasn't it? His foot was pointing the wrong direction.
Well, it was his ankle and his knee.
Oh God.
Like when he's laying on the ground, look at his good knee, and then look at the knee on that leg that got injured.
Yeah, that was bad. You know it's bad when they won't show the replay of it.
Whew.
But in real time, you could see he was laying on the ground, and I couldn't tell about his knee, but I saw his foot pointing the wrong direction.
Now they're saying Riley Leonard's just got a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, because somebody told me yesterday he's out for the season, but it doesn't look like he's going to be. I don't know how long. How long does that normally keep somebody out? Like 3 or 4 weeks, maybe?
I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, it could be kind of iffy depending on if he has a setback with it, but that sounds about right, 3 to 4 weeks.
Uh-oh, Hufferbilly's going back to Cherokee. Hey, get those points, man. And then call back Vegas.
Need some points, yeah.
Call back Vegas and try to get that free room.
That's another reason I'm not going. I don't go enough to have a points accumulated, and I'm not paying like $2,000 for a room in Vegas for 4 days.
No.
Yeah, I still can't figure out why he can't get a free room when I did, and he's got higher tier rewards than I do. Anyway.
He was saying they blacked him out that week.
What?
Like he could get the week before or the week after.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand that because it's like I said, he's a platinum member. I'm just a gold member. And I got it.
Maybe they're trying to get you to aspire to platinum.
Paul, you know what you should do? Call, have you tried calling them on the phone? Call the Flamingo or whatever and tell them your situation, and I bet you they'll comp you the room. You know, get a human on the phone.
That actually is a good point. Maybe I'll just show up in Vegas without a room and go throw $2,000 down on a table and get comped a suite.
I considered, going a different week after you told me that, Paul, but I've got something going on the week before and the week after is my wedding anniversary, so I definitely can't go that week. Well, at least not if I want to stay married anyway.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you can.
Yeah, I can. Not a good idea, though.
That would get chalked up as poor life choice.
Yeah, believe me, I'm very well versed in poor life choices. That's how I know not to do it.
I don't know. I'm gonna conduct an experiment this year because My youngest birthday is the day after our wedding anniversary, so I'm going to see if I can get out of doing anything for the wedding anniversary or not. I don't like my chances, but I'm going to give it a try.
Well, if you're not trying, then you're quitting. So it's worth a try.
Yep.
Oh, all right.
The old college try, if you'll pardon the pun.
Yeah. Speaking of trying and quitting, I have to go. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming on, Chris.
Yes, sir.
Have a good day, my friend. See you later. All right, Vic, what you got going on? Today's Monday. You don't have anything going on today, do you?
No, I got nothing going on.
No? All right, well, have fun doing nothing.
Yeah, thanks.
And we'll talk to you soon. VicTube, everybody. All right, where you at, Slim?
I'm going to fucking Oklahoma City.
Oh. You don't normally go that far out, do you?
Sucks. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't do this run very often because the plant manager out here is a prick. And, well, when people are assholes to me, I'm assholes to them. So they usually avoid sending me here.
How many cows are you going to see between now and your destination?
Whew. I'm going to be honest with you. Once you get out of Arkansas into Oklahoma, there's just nothing. No cows, no people, no buildings, nothing.
Hmm.
The occasional casino, because obviously the state's just one big reservation, but...
Right. All right. Well, be safe out there in the middle of nowhere.
Right? I try.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
All right, buddy.
Slim Shady Canes, everybody. All right, that's going to do it for me. Thanks for everybody that came to hang out today on the Midday Show. Week 6 underway. I will be back tonight, though, at 10 p.m. on Uncle Lou's main channel. Sure you all know how to find your way there. For the Lunch Money Show, we'll go over some betting lines for Week 6 so we can tell you how to lose some money. Or maybe win some. I'm pulling for you. All right, everybody. I'm out of here. Have a great rest of your Monday and see you tonight at 10 p.m.